BART is a critical transportation artery to the Bay Area. It carries more than 400,000 riders every day. It keeps cars off our congested freeways. It allows for us to have cleaner air, and it certainly is critical to our economic health in this area. We need BART to be successful. But we have had decades of short-sighted financial and management decisions that have left the system billions and billions of dollars in deficit in regard to capital facilities. We have 40-year-old trains and tracks. We have outdated technology. We have mechanical systems that are out of whack. And we even have security cameras that are fake on our trains that aren't really even meant to work. And these past few years, the financial and management performance of the BART system has gotten even worse. We all can recall in 2013 the contract breakdown that resulted in 8 days of strikes. We all are familiar with the eventual contract that was adopted by the board, giving the highest paid transit workers in the country a 15% raise over 4 years. And then they turned around and gave that same exorbitant raise to the managers that oversaw the entire bargaining process that was seriously broken down. And finally, they approved a contract that had a provision in it that prevented BART from training replacement workers should there be another work stoppage. And that was the history of 2013. Now BART wants voters to approve new taxes through bonds to fund these system deficits. Yet based on past performance, our confidence level is extremely low. And I ask this question: why should we reward bad behavior with billions of dollars in new taxes and expect a different result? More than 30 elected leaders have joined me in appealing to BART to take specific steps to earn back our trust before this November tax vote. And here are the 3 steps that are required. Number 1, they need to negotiate and approve a new financially responsible contract now, not waiting until the current contract expires next year in 2017. Number 2, they need to refuse to give additional compensation to the highly paid management if their performances don't measure up. And number 3, they need to eliminate the ban on training replacement workers in case of a work stoppage. BART finances, sadly, are as dirty as a BART train. We need them to clean up their act. The clock is ticking. There's 8 months until the November election. If they don't act responsibly, unfortunately, the voters need to say no. The unions have as much vested in this as all of us. They want the system to work. They want it to be expanded. They want more people to be hired to make the system work, both mechanically and through their station agents and drivers. And so we all have a mutual interest in building and restoring this transit system. So I think that there is mutual interest on all sides to come together. BART typically provides about 6 months for them to negotiate their contracts. They have plenty of time to do it this year before the election. It is not fair for them to tell us that we need to spend billions to trust them again. We'd like to have them prove that trust by working out a fiscally responsible contract that doesn't have strikes, so that we can have the confidence if we're going to invest our money back into this system. It's going to be a system that's running well, on time, with clean trains and new trains, so that it can do the business at hand here in the Bay Area, which is to make people move through our transportation network efficiently and safely. They gave, enormous raises to managers and to workers, and now they say they don't have the money for new trains. They don't have the money for station upgrades and new technology. There's something that's not right in that picture. So we need it to be fiscally responsible, but we also need them to resolve it at the bargaining table. As Jim Diaz said quite well, this isn't meant to be pro-union, anti-union. This is really meant to be pro-rider, pro-taxpayer, pro-commuter. We want these problems to be worked out in a respectful way and an affordable way. They have the time to do it now. If they want our support, for these billions in new bonds, all we're asking is that they work their issues out now before the election.